Hello and welcome to the Indigo. Guys? Oh no. Ghost Badger? Either of you two? Hello? Guys? Uh. Okay. I should have saw this coming. I didn't plan for this. Anybody? I'm just kidding. I'm a little trickster. GhostTypeGhost and Lotus Badger unfortunately cannot be here tonight. So, you get the Indigo Plateau Show featuring WoodlandDOX tonight. I have a glare because I'm like 3 inches over from where I normally am because of the way I had to do this layout. But it is what it is. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing well because this episode is all about you. That's right. I pointed at you in the chat. Yes, it's the Doc Show tonight, but it's all about you guys. It's not really about me. I'm just here to pass along all the good ideas you guys have given us a couple episodes ago when we did our own Pokemon gyms. And Animask, I didn't know you were going to be available. Yeah, where's that you were pointed at? Oh man, Animask, if I would have known. If you said something about your wife's birthday, I'm sorry. If you could still join, I can make it happen. I'm just saying. But if you can be on in the next 2 minutes, I will gladly have you. But I remembered you said something about your wife's birthday, so I thought you were busy. But anyways, you guys, so tonight, either myself and Animask will be going. I don't need the headphones. There's no music. I'm not talking to anybody. Anyways, I really don't need the headphones. Anyways, I am going to be going through your guys' community gyms today. We are going to have a good time. We're going to run through them. We're going to go through the Pokemon. We're going to go through the order. We asked you guys to come up with something that would fit into the Tip Salon region, and you did not disappoint. In fact, we had too many gyms for a standard 8, if you include the 3 that Lotus, Ghost, and myself came up with. So we have a little twist to the Tip Salon region. I'm out in the barn. Oh, okay. Alright, Animask is in the barn. I remember you... I swear you said something about your wife's birthday plans. But anyways, we're going to go through the Tip Salon region on a little journey. So, first things, I hope you guys had a good day. I normally say, Ghost, how was your day? Lotus, how was your day? I can ask how your guys' day is, and you'll type it to me, but I really can't banter off of it. I could try. You guys want to tell me how your day was anyways? I can point at you guys again. So we are going to go through the Tip Salon region, and let me get my handy-dandy phone with all of our gyms. And I apologize if tonight's a little bit shorter than usual, but talking to myself, I do it a lot, but doctor says it worries him. But that's besides the point. So, guys, sit back, relax. We're going to run through the Tip Salon region. Chat, I am counting on you tonight to help me out a little bit. If the 2 bars of cell phone reception would do it, hey, you know what? That 4G can come through, okay? Actually, ever since we upgraded our phones to 5G phones, they've gotten worse. I don't know why. We've gotten a worse phone. It's really weird. But, or we've gotten worse phone reception, I should say. Better phone, worse phone reception. It sucks. But, yeah, I don't know. 5G my butt. But anyways, guys, we're going to get started with our trip through the Tip Salon region. So grab your Bulbasaur because that's clearly the best choice. Grab your backpack. Do not run indoors. I swear to God I'll find you. And let's enjoy as much as we can with me threatening you. So, in the Pokemon world, we normally see gyms that are type themed, right? backpack. DMCA, or copyright or something. Anyways, so when you're in a Pokemon world, you usually see type themed gyms, right? But our very first gym breaks that mold, and it is by the one and only Allie Loves Pokemon, who knew that someone that loved Pokemon would want to make a Pokemon gym for our podcast. You got me there. Not like I'm married to her or anything. But our very first gym starts off with a little bit of a different theme to it. It is a color-themed gym. It is not a type-themed gym. And GhostTypeGhost, I know you're not here, but I can approve this one for you. This is a purple-themed gym. So when I say purple-themed gym, guys, I mean it. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this gym is velvet carpet. It's got purple drapes. You have all sorts of like what do you call those, like neon lights, like those filtering lights that you know, like you put the color over like a blank light and it makes the light. I see those in varying shades of purple going all around the building. This is just a total. You heard of a blackout? This is a purple out. Okay, it's not quite as scary as a blackout. But oh wait, you hate Velvet? Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry for the confusion, Rogue, but I want to make this as realistic as possible. Anyways, all right, we'll skip the velvet. How about velvet colored? We'll just do velvet colored flooring, okay? Flooring, wallpaper, everything. It's just every shade of purple known to humankind. So you walk in, you're just immediately immersed. You think you walked inside of a grape, okay? Put it that way. I know there's green grapes. Forget the green grapes. They don't exist. Your argument is invalid, okay? No logic there. There's no green grapes in the Tipsalon region. We only have purple grapes. You walk inside of this big... In fact, you know what? The building is just a circle, okay? It's a circle. The building is a grape. I'm done. Nobody can argue with me. Yeah, heck those green grapes. Exactly. They're toxic. But anyways, so in Allie's gym, have the normal trainers and all that fun stuff. But once you get past those trainers and you see her, she's standing there just... You know what? She's not standing there. Her gym also has a coffee bar. She's chatting up the barista. She's looking for a venti, double, triple foam, quadruple caffeine something. I don't know how to order Starbucks. But that's what she's doing. Her gym is, it's grape shaped and it comes with a coffee bar. Okay? So, yeah, exactly. Coffee gym. That's what we got. It's a coffee grape gym. Don't mix those two together. That sounds terrible. Grapes really are only good for wine. But anyways, so you finally get to Allie. She's done with her order, right? You know, the barista made it wrong. She took it back like 3 times. They didn't get it right, so she just complained to corporate. It's okay. It's her company. She can complain. So, first things first, you think of Allie those Pokemon, and you got to think of the Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar line. But she's the first gym, so she's just going to throw out a little old Ghastly. And you know what? Nothing wrong with that. It's the first gym. You got to go in, and you have to keep it easy for those beginner trainers, right? So, you see the Ghastly, Levitate, okay, you can't knock it out with a ground type move, but your Route 1 rat, whether it's a Rattata, a Yungoos, whatever it is, it's gonna no bite. Something's gonna no bite, okay? You can bite this little thing, it goes. Sorry, Allie, Ghastly's down. Next, we're gonna change it up a little bit. You think purple Pokemon, and you kind of always want to go Ghost type, right? But this isn't a Ghost type gym. We have GhostTypeGhost for that. Wait, he's over there. Anyways, you got GhostTypeGhost for that. We don't need another ghost gym. Too many ghosts. 7 out of 10, too many ghosts, okay? Next up is a Shelder. Shelder! You know, that wonderful cry that everybody loves. I mean, well, if you don't love it, you're wrong. I'm just telling you that. But out comes a nice little Shelder. And all of a sudden, it's physically defensive. Your bite's not going to work. You got to switch out. Shelder can get water moves. Shelder can get, what is it, Icicle Spear? Or Icicle, yeah, it's Icicle Spear, the priority one. You know, if you train your Shelder right, you breed it right, you get Icicle Spear. There goes your flying types. What are you going to do? Your early route Pokemon probably aren't enough. But, then again, remember I told you to grab that Bulbasaur? There he is. Bulbasaur comes right on out, and you get past Allie's Shelder. So, you're feeling good, right? Feeling pretty okay? Wrong. You're not okay. She still has a third Pokemon. She might be the first gym leader, but she's got 3 Pokemon. She's no pushover. Out comes the cutest puddle of sludge you've ever seen in your life. Not me, Grimer. I'm not purple. Well, in half this light I am, half this light I'm not. Anyways, I had to scoot 3 inches, I'm sorry. But out comes a Grimer. And there's nothing more frustrating for me early game than a poison type. Okay? Because you might not, well, odds are, you don't have a ground type move, right? Think of all the early games you've ever played in. Ground types just aren't there. So, what are you going to do? I mean, you probably don't have a Psychic type move on something. Grimer can harden to eat the physical attacks. Grimer can poison you, get that poison damage off residual turn by turn. You're having a hard time, even if you went with the Bulbasaur. And I don't know how you're going to beat it. That's up to you guys, because you're traveling through the Tipsalon region. And while it's a made-up region, let's just say that your first couple round encounters are similar to the others. You get a bird, you get a starter, you get some sort of rodent. I don't know how you're going to do that. That's up to you guys. Okay? I really hope you can get past it because these next gyms are pretty cool. But if you get distracted by the coffee bar, you're not going to beat the Grimer. There's just no way. I mean, every time you think of a Frappuccino, you're going to picture that Grimer instead. And you're just going to be like, what have I done? It's just going to look too similar. Ooh! She can make a purple drink. That way you'll think of the Grimer. How about that? Yeah. Who needs to be a Pokemon Master when you can have coffee, right? So, Allie's got... Oh, the coffee gives you fuel to get past you. Okay. Alright, I could see that. That'd be pretty... That's a good idea. So, Allie's not even rooting for herself. She's rooting for you guys. But GhostTypeGhost is hiding in the bathroom. Hi, Ghost. You're on the screen. You're here with me. Purple drink is drugs. Oh. Well, we don't do drugs in the Tipsalon region, and we don't roofie our customers at the coffee bar. So before I get in any more trouble, we're gonna pretend that we beat Allie's gym, right? I know it's tough, but we beat Allie's gym, okay? So next up is our lovely moderator Rogue, who's here every week. Thank you, Rogue, for being here and helping out. Rogue, this is your gym. This is the wonderful Fire-type gym. It you. Someone knocked on the door. Why? Oh, whatever. Anyways, so Rogue is up next. She has created a Fire-type gym. So we're back to the type theming. Oh, Amazon. Hi, Amazon. How you doing? Don't knock on my door anymore, in case you ever watch this. But, so Rogue is here, and she is here with a Fire-type gym. Now, before I make any assumptions, Rogue, since you're here, do you have anything you want to say about the design? Because with your creative mind, I know you've got some sort of cool design concept in mind. And I don't want to steal your thunder. Or your flame? Your ember? I don't want to steal your ember. That's your ember. You worked hard for that. And I'm not taking it from you. So, you know, if you have any ideas, put them in there. But the way I see it... Oh, I did hold, please. Let me check my text. Okay, go ahead. Check your text. So let's put in filler arc. We're going to do a filler arc. I know the filler arcs usually come later in the series, but we're going to do some filler between Gym 1 and Gym 2. So after you leave Gym 1 and you beat Allie, you're going to run into this cute girl down by the river, and you're going to steal her bicycle. And... Oh, that's been done. Oh, I got it. In between the first and second gym, you're going to be turned into a miniature doll by a second... No. I'm not really original, am I? No, we're... Ooh, losing my voice already. Go me. But, yeah, Octo, you're coming up, I promise. You're coming up. But the way I see Rogue's gym, I'm gonna guess something like the opposite of the way that we described our gyms a couple episodes ago. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like more close to mine. The text would spoil the Pokemon. Yes, that's totally okay. I'll run through your mons as I describe it. So everybody just ignore Rogue's chat. Just don't look. Just don't look, guys. It's okay. Okay, here we go. Alright, so there it is. Okay, see, I was right. It was going to be the opposite of Lotuses and Ghosts. So Rogue says her gym would be more like a garden type area where everyone can be out in the open and play, and she's offering cookies. Gym 1 has a coffee bar. Gym 2 has cookies. Octo, you better be serving like caviar or something to your gym. I don't know. But this is... I'm moving to the Tipsalon region. Forget the episode, a while back where I said I live in Kalos. I'm moving to the Tipsalon region. We got a better region already. We got coffee and cookies. But, okay. Oh, and Rose has described her badge too. Okay, so she also says that there's cookies when you arrive. It's an outdoor area. It's a garden. It's fun to play. Fun for the Pokemon to play in. And she'll heal your Pokemon upon arrival. And I would... guess also when you leave. So from here, I'm going to go into Rogue's Pokemon. So Rogue has listed 3 Pokemon for her gym, and the first being the chunkiest little piece of bacon you've ever seen in your life, Tepig. So we have, I can imagine a Tepig just coming out in this garden and looking a little out of place. Because you don't really think of pigs in gardens. Think of pig like on a farm or whatever. but I think that like we could, that could maybe throw opponents off. If Rogue sends out a Tepig, you're just like, oh, cool, it's gonna be like, maybe the whole thing, grass versus fire, the contrast is there, so I really like that. But if you come in there and you think, oh, cool, this pig is treated really great. Okay, so Tepig is treated amazingly, like as if it were a Lechonk. Okay, that's how great Rogue's treating this Tepig. But I can see that being a nice little throw off, of being a garden. You think it's a gym type, or gym type. You think it's a gym type gym, and then all of a sudden a fire type comes out instead of a grass type. So that's really cool. So Rogue says that while you're in there, the next Pokemon will also help her do some chores, including making your cookies. So next up is Growlithe. Growlithe is the baker's assistant, and I can't tell you how happy I would be. Like I love my dogs, but they don't behave around food. I would love to see a Growlithe just helping me bake. You just you like leave a little wooden spoon in the bowl because you gotta go turn off a timer, and Growlithe just takes it, and just stirs it with his grabs a spoon, stirs it with his mouth. That'd be friggin' adorable. I can imagine that. But I would think that Growlithe and Tepig might go down a little easy. So unfortunately, I think we might move to the third Pokemon very quick. But that's okay. They're still adorable and they're still good helpers. Okay. Next up is one of my favorite aesthetic Pokemon, especially when it evolves, is Vulpix. So, seeing Vulpix as a final Pokemon, Vulpix can be kind of tricky. And I'm thinking of status moves like Will-O-Wisp. It can incinerate, burn your berries. Vulpix can do a whole lot of fun stuff. So I definitely think that Vulpix is a good, not boss, but a good captain Pokemon for the team. So, very good picks, Rogue. And Rogue also added, scroll back up real quick, for Rogue's badge. Oh, we didn't give Allie a badge. I feel like Allie's badge would just be a coffee cup. A coffee cup with a grape floating in it. I don't know. Anyways, Rogue says that her badge is a little flamey heart called the Kinship Badge. Combination of Kindle and Friendship, because all the Pokemon in her gym are her friends, just like our great Ash Ketchum himself. No one's here to contradict me this week. Let's go. Anyways, it symbolizes the success of your Pokemon, being a Pokemon trainer, being between the friendship, or kinship, the strength of the kinship. There we go. So maybe it's like a little heart-shaped flame with two little pieces of wood crossed under it to look like a campfire. I think that's an adorable badge, actually. I would love to see somebody draw that. If anybody can draw that little flame, so what would it be? It would be like the base would be like the cross of the heart, maybe. So there'd be the logs, and then you see like the base of the flame is the cross of the heart, and then it comes up and curves, and then like maybe goes out in flames on the side. That'd be really cool. So I definitely like that idea for a badge, Rogue. It wasn't the whole gym, but that's actually a really cool badge. And you have a whole little meaning behind it and everything. But, let's see here. Allie says purple coffee cup. Yeah, just a purple coffee cup. There you go. I apologize if I have to take a few more sips than normal tonight. Also, this tastes terrible. This tastes absolutely terrible. We tried taking, like, a powdered... those powders that you put in water? Try doing that with an RC Cola one and then carbonating it with a SodaStream. This is the worst thing I've drank in a very long time. But it's liquid and I need liquids. I'm a human. Don't think that I run on liquid, like I'm liquid cooled or anything. That'd be really... Maybe I am a robot. I don't know. But Rogue says she doesn't want to fight. She's forced. That's okay. That's okay, Rogue. You can run the gym in whatever way you want because it's your gym. And I think people really like that anyways. Especially anime style. If that's a gym in the anime, you're suddenly everyone's favorite gym leader. But, alright, so we have our purple gym. We have our fire gym. And then we have, up next, Octo in the chat. Octo has submitted to us for gym number 3 in the Tip Salon region. So these gyms come just before Ghost, Lotus, and mine. We're 4, 5, 6. I believe it was Ghost, Lotus, me, not Lotus, Ghost, me. Either way, we have gym number 3, and if you thought that this region was a pushover, just because you face Rogue's gym last, and it was more of a, kind, friendly gym, you're wrong. Because you hit gym number 3, and Octo is going to hit you in the face. I don't know, Octo, if you have any design ideas in mind, go ahead and toss them in there. But I see Octo's gym coming off with like a fake front as like a water park. You know what I mean? Like you can maybe... Because, you know, we all know how Missy's sisters had the water show, the aquatic show. I see Octo's gym as being like a water park to the public, but then behind the scenes there's a whole Pokemon gym being run. I think that'd be really cool. And that's the kind of thing that I think Octo could sneak in on you. 100%. That's, you know, you're at ease, you think you're just there for a vacation with the family, and then all of a sudden, boom, Pokemon gym in the back. You make one wrong turn, you're in a Pokemon gym, okay? But to start off with Octo's Pokemon, and this is what I mean, Octo did not mess around, okay? I'm assuming the order that they were typed to us is the order that you guys want these Pokemon in battle. So that's how I'm rating them. If I do mess it up, I apologize. But we have, leading off in Octo's gym, which is way over the top for any gym ever. It's over the top for freaking Elite Four for champions. But we're going to allow it, because in the Tipsalon region, there's no rules. Except for no running indoors. I told you that earlier, you better have listened. First off on Octo's team is a Silvally holding the water disc so it gains the water typing. Can you imagine that? You're sitting there, you're level 20-ish, right? You're level 20-ish, and all of a sudden this, like, monstrosity Frankenstein-looking thing, you know, Frankenstein doggo, with these blue highlights running through, pops out of the first Pokeball. What do you do with that? I don't even know what you do with that. I mean, maybe, you know, if you started with the started with the grass type like I told you to, maybe you're okay. But if you didn't start with the grass type, I don't know what you're gonna do. I believe it also retains its normal typing, so it becomes normal water. I'm not sure, but yeah, Silvally water is just absolute beast to come up against. You know, it's just, I wouldn't want to face that gym. I would abandon the gym challenge. That's what, yeah, you cry and add more water to the Silvally. That's exactly what you, give the Silvally more water to work with. That's the last thing he needs. But let's just say that Silvally trips over a rock. No, better yet, we're in a water park, right? There's got to be games and stuff. So Silvally trips over an extension cord that's leading to like the Pop-A-Balloon game and knocks itself out, okay? That's your only chance. You have to hope for that. You get past Silvally by accident, and you come up against the second Pokemon that Octo throws out. Greninja. GhostTypeGhost, be thankful you're not here, because I know you do not like Greninja's tongue. So, we have a Greninja coming out. So first we have a pseudo, I think Silvally's considered a pseudo. It's not a box art legendary. But the Flesh Scarf comes out. Ghost, censor that on the podcast. The Flesh Scarf comes out. And you just have this Greninja sitting there. Dark water type. You don't, I mean, again, that's another Pokemon you do not expect to see so early. So with Greninja on the field, you got to come up with some sort of plan. Personally, when I face a Greninja, I have to absolutely 100% rely on a grass type. So hopefully you picked one up when you left. I don't know who's the professor in the Tipsalon region. Do we have a professor? I don't think we picked a professor. How do we build a community region without a professor, you guys? Maybe I'm an honorary professor. I don't know. I'm here, so I'm the honorary professor, darn it. So you better have taken my Bulbasaur. So, if you get past that Greninja by some chance, by some miracle, there's one Pokemon left. Professor Bonsai. And it's Professor Bonsai, and it's just a bunch of Bonsly stacked up in a trench coat. I can see that. I would love that. So if you do get past that Silvally, you get past that Greninja, out comes what I honestly think is the easiest of the group to deal with, but still not that easy. It's a Primarina. Primarina is a totally cool Pokemon. I think I really like it as I really like it as the third Pokemon or the boss Pokemon of the gym because it's a final evolution starter, and you really only tend to see those with your rivals and stuff. you don't see too much of the starters within gyms. So I like seeing that, just the way that Rogue had Tepig as the first one in her gym. You know, it's the basic Pokemon, it's the starter Pokemon. This is a Primarina as the third Pokemon. I like when the starters fall into place like that. So Primarina, 100% Water Fairy. It can hurt you. It can Scald. What's its signature move? Fairy Aura? No, Sparkling Aura. Well, whatever Primarina's signature move is, I know that thing puts in work. I haven't used a Primarina in forever, but I know that Primarina is another wall that you're gonna have a hard time taking down. So I hope you loaded up on a lot of grass types, or, I mean, hey, you picked that Bulbasaur, you probably have an Ivysaur by now and have a poison type move. Hit it on the side, hit it with its weakness for Fairy. I'm just saying. Again, Bulbasaur. Oh, we didn't pick starters for the Tipsalon region. We have to do that too, guys. But yeah, Octo's Gym's not messing around. You're 100% correct. I think that's like something I wish actually kind of happened in the games more, was a early test like that. Maybe not as intense as that, because I'm not surviving. You're right, Octo. But let's just say the park closed for hours, and you had to give me the badge anyways. But I think that games need more of a challenge like that, more fully evolved or more advanced Pokemon early on in the game, to give you that little bit of test so that you know you're on the right track for progress. But anyways, thank you for your submission, Octo. Really enjoy you not messing around, because I want the challenge. So now we get to the part where I need a drink before I choke and die. One moment, please. I'm back. Oh, that's terrible. Anyways. Everyone's afraid of Octo's Gym. Chat's afraid, I'm afraid, my neighbor's probably afraid, I'll ask him tomorrow. The dogs are afraid, I know they're afraid of everything. I keep drinking it because it's the only liquid here. Like, it is the only liquid in the basement. I didn't know how bad it was until 2 minutes before I hit go live. So this is the part of the Tipsalon region where we hit up the gyms that are created by Ghost, Lotus, and myself. As you can probably imagine, GhostTypeGhost made a Ghost type gym. It was really cool. If you guys missed the episode, it was a couple episodes back where we made our own gyms, went in depth with design and all that stuff. Super cool. It was a really fun conversation because we got to see just how much our personalities leaked. See, there's no liquid, a leak. How our personalities leaked into our gyms. And I feel like mine was the least true to myself, but it's the kind of gym I would like to run. But anyways, you guys ever notice how there's almost always just one path through the regions? Hopefully Scarlet and Violet changes that. But here in the Tipsalon region, when you get past the 6th gym, when you get past the WoodlandDOX gym, all my buggy boys, my Pineco, my Arachnid, my, what else did I have? My, not Venipede, my Scolipede. When you get past all of my bugs, right? And you think you're safe, comes a choice. You leave the mainland of the Tipsalon region, and you get to go to one of 2 islands. North Island or South Island. Yeah, Jem's Gym was literally just based off of an album, yeah. When I realized that, I was so mad. But so when you get past the Bug Gym, you head to the North or South Island to continue your adventure and get the rest of your badges in the Tipsalon region. And you go to North Island, and you hit up Gym 7, which is created by Mishka Blackpaw from our community. And Mishka and Mama May, who created the South Island Gym 7, picked the same type. So no matter which one you choose to visit, you're going to be facing a fighting type gym for the 7th badge in the Tipsalon region. So we're starting with the North Island Gym by Mishka Blackpaw. And Mishka starts with, this is another gym that obviously does not, as soon as you hear this, it does not mess around. And I'm thinking, knowing Mishka, the way this gym would be, it would appear very docile. It would maybe be somewhat like a library. Somewhere where you wouldn't expect fighting and strength to be the focus of the strategy. You might be you might walk in and see books, see some tasteful decor. You walk in and you say, "Can I see the gym leader, please?" And they just those stupid parted beads. They're those stringy beads that you part to walk through. That's what it is. It looks like a library. It's calm. You think you're going into the section that you had to be 18 for? No, you're heading into the gym. And standing there at the back is Misha. Yeah, exactly. You thought this would be a gym? No, it's just a library. But secretly, it's a gym. But it's a library. So, Misha's team starts out with one of the more annoying Pokemon for me. Not because I don't like it, but because I always have a hard time with it due to its typings. Is Lucario, Misha's favorite Pokemon. And I know why. Hey, guys, it's Lucario. It sure is. So I understand why people love Lucario. Lucario is absolutely cool. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's just so frustrating because I always have a hard time beating it. And when you think of the gyms that you will have faced prior, you'll have faced a purple gym. Sounds weird. You'll face the purple type gym. Fire, water, ghost, steel, bug. None of those, except for maybe bug, are you thinking about having any flying types on your team. And what else? You're not thinking of psychic types for any of those gyms. So a Lucario is definitely a hard counter to what your team probably is. And I think that's a very fitting test for you to try to get through the first Pokemon of the gym. But you happen to get through that Lucario. Let's just say you have a Pokemon with counter. He hits you with the close combat. You double it. Boom. There goes Lucario. Next is one of my least favorite Pokemon because they did him so dirty. They ruined my boy. Absolutely demolished my boy. But Hisuian Decidueye is Mishka's second Pokemon. I don't know if I will ever see the appeal of the Hisuian version. I think the original version is 20 million times better. But Hisuian Decidueye has his signature fighting type move. He has his cool little hat. And I can 100% see trainers having a hard time with him. If, again, you're not really bringing flying types, and that's its quad weakness. So, unless you take a lesson from me and you grab a bug type, between your trip from my gym to the North Island to take care of its, or to take advantage of its grass weakness, maybe. But other than that, I don't see anybody really having a flying type. If we don't do, yeah, I would think based on our preferences, we would not do HM slave Pokemon. We would just have the rideshare Pokemon, little Uber on your phone for a fly. So there's not much use for a flying type Pokemon. So, yeah, exactly. This sends you crying all the way back to the starter town. But we go from one of my least favorite fighting type Pokemon to one of my favorite fighting type Pokemon that I don't talk about much, simply because it's always late game if you're playing a natural game. But Como-O. Como-O is an absolute beast of a Pokemon. 100%. That thing can clinging skills is the dragon move, or it can close combat, and that thing can just obliterate you. Okay, unless you have a fairy type on your team, you're not getting past this Como-O. Even if you're trying, your basic elements are resisted because of the dragon typing, Dark's resisted because of the fighting typing. So, if you're training from GhostTypeGhost, Ghost-type gym, it's not going to work. So, just the division, just the tip salon region. But I think Como-O is going to present probably the biggest challenge out of the three Pokemon so far. And I really think that unless you bring in a Azumarill, or you have something with a fairy type move on it, that Como-O might make you head back to the wild and train for a little bit, give you a little bit of grind session. And then last but not least is one of the few Galarian Pokemon that I like. I'm not a big fan of the region, but totally a fan of this Pokemon because it's so ridiculous, is Surfetched. So you're going to have your little shield. Oh, wait. I got my shield. And, alright, I'm a Surfetched. Oh, wait. There we go. I'm a Surfetched now. Rate my cosplay out of 10, chat. See, and all I have around me are solids, okay? But I think Surfetched is a great way to finish the battle. It's got versatility, it's got a cool look, and also, if we're going with the assumed aesthetic that I described of a gym concealed by a library, that I think Surfetched is that dignified, regal Pokemon that you would expect the gym leader there to have. So, 10 out of 10 would fight again. Thank you, Mishko, for your contribution to our community gyms. But let's just say that North Islands aren't your thing. You know, you're not associated with the airbenders. You went to the south. You're more of a waterbender. Okay, that's just your thing. That's your style. You're a waterbender. That's cool. You're wrong because you should be an earthbender, but it's another podcast for another day. If you go down to the south, you are going to run into the one and only lovely Mama May, and Mama May has herself a fighting type gym as well. And I think it's really cool that we had two different community members pick the same type of gym, and it's a type that I feel is underrepresented. I think there's less than 3 fighting type gyms in all the games. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but not counting the fighting dojo that's in Kanto. Or is that Johto? That's Kanto. Not counting the fighting type dojo because it's not a real gym. It doesn't have a badge. It's one of maybe 3. And it's totally underrepresented, so I think it's really neat that we had 2 folks pick the same type. So we have Mama May. Mama May, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, but I'm a tiny bit disappointed in you. And I hate to say that because you're such a nice person. But you picked Machamp over Machoke. Have you even listened to the podcast? Come on. But we'll let it slide because this is the community gyms, not the Docs gyms. I had the Machamp swinging me from tree to tree in my gym, or Machoke. So Mama May has the Machamp. You know what? Let's just pretend after this Machoke carries me around the gyms, it's earned enough EXP, it evolves. I don't want it anymore. Mama May can have it. But Machamp coming out is an imposing presence no matter what. I think you cannot look at a Machamp and not be like, that dude's going to flatten my face. There's just no way. So Machamp is going to come out and just scare you back all the way to Rogue's Gym for another cookie. In fact, I think, you know what? We've had other gyms serve drinks and snacks. I think that Mama May's gym, even though she's a nice, nurturing person, I really think that Mama May's gym is going to serve you sour cream and chives. No potato. Forget the baked potato gym that Rogue suggested earlier, okay? She's literally just chives and sour cream. And she hates sour cream. So that's how she knows she hates you as a gym challenger. So that's all her gym offers. It's sour cream and chives. I feel like Mishka's would offer tea to keep up the gimmick. Octo, your gym just has to offer water. I'm sorry. I forgot to cover those. But so if Machamp comes out and you deal with Machamp, you get to face the more sophisticated Machamp in the form of Mienshao. And I think that Mienshao and Machamp are good contrasts to one another for the starting 2, given the dual typing of Mienshao. And if I'm thinking about it, I think that this could be similar to the way Norman's gym is set up in Hoenn, your dad, where you have choices, and perhaps maybe the choice of the door leads you to the same 4 Pokemon, but in a different order. I think that'd be really cool for Mama May's concept. I'm not entirely sure what her building would be like. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Is it just a big dollop of sour? It's shaped like a big dollop of sour cream. Is that her gym? I don't know. But Mienshao is her number 2 Pokemon. Intended number 2 Pokemon. And then I think this is where it gets really fun, because these are 2 Pokemon that one, people don't think of because it's new, and then the second one, I just don't think people think of it. I really don't. But next up on Mama May's list is Hisuian Lilligant. I gotta say, I was not impressed by this Pokemon. It wasn't the most unique, it wasn't the most inventive, but I think that Rogue says a Ditto pretending to be sour cream in the shape of a Machoke. That's one of the more disturbing sentences I've read today, so thank you. But I totally think that Hisuian Lilligant, it might have quad weakness, kind of like the Decidueye. from the previous fighting gym. But I really think that it can be a bit more deceptive if you don't know the Pokemon. Because looking at it, I would not assume fighting type. I would assume grass for sure, but there's no way I would assume fighting type. So that's sneaky. You guys know I love my sneaky types from previous episodes. So, shout out to Mama May for sneaking one past the noobs. But the next one you're not sneaking past. If this is anything at all like the Pokemon from the anime, how it's portrayed, no way you're sneaking past this guy, because he just wants to give you a big old hug. Mama May's favorite Pokemon, Beware. And Beware is almost never referenced whenever I see it, outside of that overly affectionate one in the anime. And it's super cool with its dual typing. It can definitely, just the same way that Mienshao can kind of throw off your game plan with its dual typing, I think Beware's dual typing also throws off folks' game plans. He's adorable, he's unassuming, and he likes sour cream. He's just going to throw sour cream at you. Just starts losing. Like, you start beating the Beware, and he just, like, grabs sour cream from, like, the baked potato bar. That's what it is, okay? Before you beat Mama May, she has the baked potato bar, but before you beat her gym, you only get the sour cream and the chives. Maybe cilantro. Do people put cilantro on baked potatoes? I don't know. You only get the toppings, minus bacon bits, before you beat Mama May's gym. After you beat Mama May's gym, you do not. Okay, fine. I don't know how to make baked potatoes according to the chat. That's okay. So, so if chives or green onions is the way to go. Okay. Well, it's all green stuff. I don't need vegetables that routinely, guys. All right. But anyways, so if you're able to beat Beware, I think after all this, it's only fitting for Mama May to have the potato badge. The potato badge. So they're not I don't know. I don't know if it doesn't come from a cow, pig, or a chicken. I don't know what it is. But I think it's only fitting that Mama May has the potato badge. And you can... How about this? She has the potato badge, and she models it personally for you after the baked potato you build for your post-victory meal. I'm going way off the tracks, and I don't care. No one's here to stop me. So, Mama May, shout out to you and your potato badge-based gym. So, next up, she moonlights as a resin crate. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, Spud Gym, Best Gym. Well, Animask, your gym's up next, so I don't know. Animask, if you wanna throw in the chat real quick a description of your gym, I'll leave yours for last so that when I go over it, when I go over your gym, we can have a full description. But I need another sip of this rancid concoction. It's like black licorice. Ugh. Anyways, so we're going back to the North Island for the first 8th gym that you could possibly face. On the North Island, we have our friend Celio. Not the Pokemon. That's his preferred screen name. And no, there is not a Celio on his team. Spoilers. Sorry. In fact, if I remember the story right, he picked Celio for his name before he knew it was a Pokemon, or before it was a Pokemon. But anyways, so Celio, thank you for your submission. You are the 8th gym on North Island. So you're going Purple Gym, you're going Fire, Water, Ghost, Steel, Bug, Fighting, and then the classic 8 gym. Oh, okay, before it was a Pokemon, yes, there we go. You're hitting up the classic 8th gym. And you already know what type it is when I say classic 8th gym. It's a Dragon type gym. Dragon types can be so glass cannon-y. They can be so fragile, but they can hit so hard that when it's the 8th gym, sometimes I'm a little disappointed. Because if I plan, when you're introduced to the characters throughout the game, if you know they're a gym type trainer. There's gym type trainer, there's gym type gym, there's all these. But if you know it's going to be a dragon type gym, you can prepare for it. So for me, it's a little hard to get into a dragon type gym as the 8th. But again, it still packs a wallop. So starting off in Celio's gym is a Goodbite. Goodbite is good boy, okay? There's a lot of dragons that I think would make, like, obedient pets. Like, not just Pokemon, but obedient pets. And Gabite's one of them. He's a small little land shark looking dude. Oh man, what was that thing from when we were kids? It was like street sharks or something like that. It was like sharks that were like wearing like khaki pants and stuff. I think that was the thing when we were kids, street sharks. But anyways, Gabite is totally a street shark. A little bit easy to take down, but that's okay. He's just the first Pokemon in the gym. And go, guys, ignore Animax chat for right now. He put his description in there. So you get past the Gabite, and next up is the slimiest of all dragon types. It's Sliggoo. So Sliggoo, to me, Sliggoo is like it's one of the more forgettable dragon types for me. Simply because it's a middle stage, and I feel like Goodra doesn't get as much hype as the other ones. Goomy has a whole song written about him. You guys should go check it out. We're thinking about Goomy all day here. But Sliggoo is a little bit forgettable for me. But he is pure dragon, so the limited weaknesses and the access to the moves that he has, he can set up the rain. I think Sliggoo is definitely a challenging Pokemon to face in a gym. But here's where the gym from Celio takes a huge turn. You're thinking, alright, they're dragons, but they're baby dragons. Not like Joey Wheeler's baby dragon. Not like that. But, like, these are baby dragons. There's, like, adjective, noun. Adverb? I don't know. What's an adverb? Someone let me know. But next up is still a nerd card activate. Still a middle stage. It's not full blown, but I think this is one of the more like edgy, not just because of his hair, it's not a phase, but Zweilous. I love Dinos, Zweilous, and Hydreigon. Okay, they are so cool. I don't want to say similar colors, but the complementary color scheme of it, the ability to be physical special, I love that whole line. And it gives you a real challenge because not only are you not able to use the standard elements, but things like Psychic aren't going to pay off because of the dark typing. Fighting is kind of a cheat code for facing that line, but 100% I think that Zweilous is a formidable challenger. There's not an easy out to it. And you put it in there and you chip away at the opponent's team, I think you're 100%. You're set. So, if you manage to beat that Zweilous, I think Rogue alluded to it in the chat. Celio is finishing with a Salamence. And Salamence is insanely cool. The weakness to Ice type is a little concerning for me, but definitely think that, see, Rogue knew it. I think that Salamence, D-Dance, Mega Evolve, it's absolutely wonderful. It can annihilate almost anything it faces. Lights out. But if you do happen to get inspired by Allie's Purple Gym, get a Shelter, train it up to a Cloyster, Icicle Spear that Salamence to death, you're fine. So, I don't know too much about how Celio would design their gym. But the way I'm imagining this is, since it's dragon themed and it's the final gym, I'm imagining another Grand Castle type of gym. That's where I think Celio would go with this design. That's why I think with a cool this design. Either that or maybe something like deserty. You know, maybe like in the you guys know how in Gen 5 there's that castle underground in the sand in the desert. I think that'd be another cool idea for where Celio would put his gym. But again, thank you, Celio, for your gym submission. And that's if you go through the north route, or to the North Island. I'll probably do a Coliseum. There we go. Okay, Coliseum Castle. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. So again, thank you, Celio, for your submission. And that is where you would end your journey in the Tipsalon region's gym challenge if you went to North Island. Now, down on South Island, we have our friend Andamask, who picked a type that is, again, underrepresented as heck. And it's because it has a lot of weaknesses. But that's in its pure form. In a form combined with any other typing, I think that Animask has a gym that can rock people's world. So let's read Animask's description from chat. Animask says, it's a barn that has many obstacles that requires HM strength. Oh, you're throwing in the HMs! Throwing in strength and rock climb to pass the trainers. Oh, to pass as the trainers or construction workers with harnesses that have to be passed with steel. Wait, have to be passed with steel, rock, and ground types. The badge is a hammer and nail, and the other prize for victory is the TM for Earthquake, which best move in the game is Earthquake. You cannot fight me on that. The absolute best move in the game is Earthquake. So let's run through Animask's team. Let's see here. Animask had submitted to us. It's probably not the strongest choice of final gyms, but I want to throw it back to the old school days where the ground type gym is a final gym near the end. Ice type moves are a problem for all but one of the 4 Pokemon. The first Pokemon, which definitely I can see how an ice type move is an issue here. Leading off is Gliscor. Gliscor is so dangerous when it's used right. And knowing Animask, he's going to do his homework. He's going to do it right. So, Gliscor coming out first. The high crit dark type moves, or Earthquake, or even Acrobatics. I think, Night Slash, oh my god. It's just, Night Slash gives me chills every time I think about it. Gliscor is 100% a offensive threat, but it's a little bit of a glass cannon. So, you're right, Ice type moves could treat it rough, and get away pretty easy, but not for long. Next up, we have... This is where I think that people will not put together the quad weakness as fast, is Flygon. So Flygon obviously quad weak to Ice with its Dragon Ground typing. But with that typing, I think it can set up, it can hit hard, and you don't even have to worry about that quad weakness unless you have a priority type move. Again, you bring your Cloyster to this island too and you're fine. Ooh, excuse me, I'm dying. Let me prevent my death. Ugh. Okay, anyways. That was terrible. So we have Flygon coming up next. Definitely a hard hitter. I think with proper preparation, you can take this thing out. But if you're not ready for it, it's no easy task. And then we come to the part where Animask says, enough of your Ice-type moves. Get out of here with that disrespect. And that's with Mamoswine. Mamoswine is very basic in his design. He's a woolly mammoth, right? So I think that people will just be like, oh, it's a dopey Pokemon, and be very unassuming to how hard Mamoswine can hit. Mamoswine can hit like an absolute truck, and he can take hits in return. Plus, that stops your whole Ice-type theory of how to beat a Ground-type gym. I 100% would not want to go into this gym unprepared. Because if you just think, oh, Ground, it's got a bunch of weaknesses, including, water and grass and ice, and that's why this gym is always wrecked. Earthquakes do damage. That's, you know what? I think that plays really well into your lore. I like that. But Mamoswine hits you with an EQ, you're going down, and like I said, it'll take hits all day. But if you get past that, ooh, I like the way that Animask describes this, so I'm going to read this. In the event that you reach my Garchomp, you're going to meet the most terrifying mega form you can think of as the final heavy hitter. Smile. I like that, Animask. That's awesome. So, the last boss, captain, whatever you want to call it, for Animask Gym is a Mega Garchomp. And if you've ever played any type of competitive Pokemon, you know that Mega Garchomp was and is a problem. There's so many different ways you can take that thing. You can get the Garchomp emote in the chat. There you go. You have so many different ways you can do this Garchomp, but get the speed up, get the attack up. and just hack and slash. I mean, yeah, he's a choppy boy, 100%. You're not going to live this thing easily. If you're Nuzlocking, you might lose your Nuzlocke and head back all the way back to Allie's Purple Gym. I don't know. But, Animask, what food are you serving? We didn't cover your food. What food are you serving? That's like the most important part of these gyms. You gotta let me know. But if you manage to get past Animask's heavy hitter, evil looking, choppy boy Garchomp, you've earned your 8th badge via the South Island route. So I think that we hit both the middle stakes. Oh, it's like a barbecue joint. Okay, let's do that. let's. I mean, an 8th gym does call for steak for celebration. I 100% agree. But we went through the first couple of gyms, have a big test, and then steadily progressed to tougher and tougher gyms with underrepresented types that nobody's going to be planning for. So I think that makes the Tipsalon region very challenging to get all 8 gym badges in. And if we were to do an Elite Four, I think we would probably do a twist in the Tipsalon region. Maybe we'll do something like that for a future episode. But if we had to face the Elite Four after facing these 8 gyms, I think that our protagonists of our region would be very well prepared. I don't know about you guys. But before I die and lose my voice, all of the above, I want to thank you guys again for submitting these gym ideas. Definitely, if we didn't have our own gyms, we still could have covered an entire region with the community gyms. And, who knows? Maybe if we form an official Tipsalon League, perhaps Lotus, Ghost, and myself would move into the Elite Four, add a person, and we'd have to have one more person fill in for the regular gyms. Maybe we could do that sometime in the future. I love playing randomized games. If I could figure out how to script it, I would totally do a Nuzlocke with our region as the region. Maybe I'll look into doing that one day. That'd be pretty cool. But again, thank you guys for your submissions. Thank you for dealing with just me. These guys have been really quiet tonight. I don't know. Ghost just looks like there's a spider on the wall and he's afraid to move. And Lotus still is not lifting their arms. Someone give Lotus a massage. Rogue, go give Lotus a massage. Looks like they need to move their arms. I don't know. But besides those two being quiet, I thank you guys for being here. Please remember to check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Facebeam. Good. See, Rogue's on it. Check us out on Facebeam, you guys. And if it says site traffic too busy or something and it won't load, you can go to Spotify, you can go to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are sold. And if you're paying for this podcast, you got ripped off, please get your money back. I'm just giving you honest advice. I don't even pay for this podcast, and I'm on it. So, I will see you guys next week, hopefully with Ghost and Lotus. If not, it'll be another hour of me rambling. And nobody wants that. So, I will catch you guys then. Topic to be announced via our social medias. Follow us there at Indigo Plateau Show on both, I believe. But just search Indigo Plateau Show. Come to my page, WoodlandDOX, or GhostTypeGhost page, and we mention it every single day. Probably. So, I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy your night, and I hope to see you guys next week for the Indigo Plateau Show, or over here on my channel, both tomorrow and Sunday for streams of Fire Emblem and card games. So, I'll see you guys. Have a great night. Bye.